we're gonna dive deep today into the world is waiting for your gifts. And I'm gonna share from my own journey what I needed to learn, what I needed to ground in, knowing that I came here as a gifted soul, that I have wisdom that wants to be shared with the world, that I have projects and creations that I'm excited to share with the world, which I consider to be part of my soul purpose and soul mission. And many of us have those gifts inside of ourselves. Some of us know about them, some of us are in a process of activating them. Other people already maybe are established with their gifts, right? And some people have no idea about that, but they deeply feel inside of them that there's more, that there's a reason why they're here for. And so I want to share a little bit from my journey, how that looked like for me, okay? And there's like 4 points that I want to touch upon, and in between some other aspects that we're gonna share and dive into today. So the first one is that your worth is not determined by external systems. It lives in your own story, in the challenges and lessons you learned and overcame, and what you believe about yourself. So much time we give so much power to external validation, right? Even when we are doing certifications to be approved as in a certain way. Some people shared here as well about Reiki courses, right? Well, the Reiki course is just going to structure a little bit the gift and the power that already is inside you, which is to work with energy. You know, the fact that you might be a healer, you know, and it's not about getting the certification right. It's about, is that certification help you activate that power more and learn how to wield it into creation, learn how to work with that to support your clients, your people you serve, right? And so personally, I have no certification. I have no diploma to certify me as who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not saying those things are not valid and they are not powerful. I believe they are. Especially when, you know, there's certain areas, trauma related and stuff like that, where those are helpful, but they can also be limiting. So it's important to have a toolbox. I have my own toolbox. I have my own practices that I developed in time, my own ways of rewiring the subconscious mind, and you know, my own ways to come into the body, to help people come into their body, to activate their sound, their voice, because we all work with sound as well. I don't know how many of you know how powerful the sound frequency is and what we can do with sound. Like, I'm literally, with some of my clients, I'm literally bringing healing to them by me using sounds and tones and activate their own remembrance that they can also do that, right? So there's so many ways and gifts that we can access, and some of them help, you know, it helps you to have a certification. Other ones are shaped by your experience, are shaped by your life lessons and by the things that you had to go through, not just in this life but maybe in other lifetimes as well. And so that was my journey. I remembered from other lifetimes some gifts and powers and things that I basically inherited into this one. And to give an example, I read somewhere in an article, this is external, about this, not from my own journey, but I read in an article that someone, for the first time when they played piano, they remember how to do it. It was not about, I'm gonna learn what this, you know, all of these taps are and you know how to play it. He just knew. He sat there and he just started to play piano. And obviously, where does that come from? That comes from another lifetime, right? And I had remembrances like this too, when it comes to sound, when it comes to healing abilities. I had specific memories from lifetimes where I saw myself doing specific things. And so whether we do a certification to remember and to activate those gifts, or whether they come from past life remembrance, it's important to follow our intuition and to not attach to how it came to us, but simply to step into it and practice it. Because chances are that if you are called to share your gifts with the world, if you are called to step more into that, then you're supposed to. You came here in these great times of consciousness awakening for this reason. You came here to guide, to support in this process, to lead as well. And so what's important is to really trust that and to understand that our worth is not based on what society tells us, what we learned in school, right? Because in school we learned how to be survivors. We didn't learn how to be creators. No one taught me in school how to create my reality. What is my purpose here on earth? No one asked me that question. It's crazy if you think about it. That would be the first question that I will ask my son or daughter when they're gonna be born, and when they can understand, when they have more awareness. That would be the first question. So what are you here for? Why did you came through me? What do you want to accomplish? What are you here to create? What are you here to teach me and teach us? What are you here to teach the world? That would be my first question that I'm going to ask my children. And no one asked me that question, including my family. My mom, bless her soul, she just felt that there is something special with me, that I function in a different way. And she just told me, Alex, I feel like you have something, a mission here, like there's something behind your existence that is truly special, and I'm here to support that. I don't know what that is. I don't know what to do. And I said, don't worry, I'm going to figure it out, right? And so I feel like we are here to hold space for our children when that moments happen. And that's how that's how we were supposed to be held as well, right? And asked, what are you here for? What are you excited to create? Are you excited to write, to create like fruits and vegetables in a garden and food? Are you excited about singing, dancing, engineering, stuff like that? While in school we learn what pays good money. And I met many people on my journey that, for example, they were passionate in music, and their parents said, well, that doesn't pay your bills. You need to be a doctor, you need to be a lawyer and stuff like that. And so it's super important to listen when we are kids and to be supported and held, but we haven't been. So this is why so many of us now in our 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s even, are starting to activate our gifts, are starting to step into our purpose and mission. And it feels wild for many, and we are like walking on eggshells about it, because it's new, it's a new reality. It's almost like we lived in survival mode for so many years. It's almost like we lived in amnesia of who we are and what we came here for. And all of a sudden we're stepping into a new reality when we're feeling passionate about something that truly matters. And so know that your worth is not determined by any external system. Your worth is determined solely by the creator inside you, who already chose you. It chose you to be here. The creation chose you to be here now. That's what your worth is determined by. You are chosen already to be here and now. You have granted a life on earth in this human body. You are observing reality through your human vehicle. What are you going to do with that? What is calling you to step into? What wants to be created through you? what wants to be shared with others. How do you want to support others on this journey? And this is important. This is the first step that is super important to ask ourselves and nail it down. Now, the next one is related with money, being paid. And I'm going to be super transparent about this, because I know there's so much taboo in spirituality about money and whether it's in integrity to make money or not and all of that. Well, I'm going to say from the beginning, is it in integrity to work in a job that you don't like, to be paid, to sell your soul, energy and time, to be paid to survive, to earn a living? Is that in integrity? Wouldn't be more in integrity to be paid for who you are and what you love doing? Doing God's work is worth of being paid. We didn't come here, the Creator doesn't want us to be poor and broken and in survival mode. It wants us to expand, to thrive. However, we have, like those who created the financial systems, they created it with scarcity and infused with this energy of hierarchy and poverty and how much you should earn per hour, how much money you should make, what is valuable to be a janitor compared with what is valuable to be a doctor, and so on and so forth, when in fact the janitor does a job that is, in a way also worthy to be rewarded properly, right? And so all of these hierarchies is human created by those who control the financial systems, and we inherited them as scarcity. So it's important to break those and realize that money and abundance is not something that we can limit. We are abundance. We are that energy inside of ourselves. So what I want to go towards is for you to understand, this is the second point, that people do not pay for a service when they work with you. People do not pay for a service. Okay, you have to get that out of your mind. I'm trading something for money which is worth this and that and that. No. What people do pay for when they work with you is your energy, is your consciousness, is the wisdom and the lineages that you embody today, that come from this lifetime or other lifetimes, is the lessons that you have learned, is the challenges that you overcame. Those are truly your qualifications. This is what people pay for me and my time and energy when I work with them. They pay for our wisdom. They pay for the things that we embodied and integrated today. And that you cannot put a value point on that. You know why? Because you are unique. You decide what that value is. And so when we deal with asking for payment, making a business, right? Creating a sustainable business that feeds our family and home and lives with our gifts, this is a big topic. People become a little bit scared to even speak about this, to even ask for or state a price, right? And my journey was also this, I felt like insecure in the beginning, sharing my gifts, sharing who I am, sharing what I love to do with people. I was like, oh my God, I wonder if they think that's worth it. I wonder if all of these stories and doubts. And in time, just by being devoted to my work, just by showing up to the best of my abilities, which is what we can do anyway. You can show up more than what you can, you can give more than you can give. I learned that people were valuing that so much. People value to be seen, to be listened to be supported in whatever area they need to be supported. People value that. And that is worth to be paid for. Because we are paying for things that destroy us. We are paying for our own destruction. Why wouldn't we pay for the things that elevate us, for our well-being? It's really crazy to see how sometimes we step back from that. We don't want to step into that energy of, exchange and money and so. And I'm here to tell you that you need to shift your mindset from I'm offering a service and I'm going to be paid to I'm offering my presence, my consciousness, my whole journey behind me that you need to be certain about that is valuable for that person. How do you know that? You speak with them, you see what they need, and you see if you can support them. As simple as that. If you can't support them, then own what you feel valuable to you to receive. Based on your journey, based on your wisdom, based on what you embody today. So this is an important piece on this process. In understanding that really our gifts are valuable and not compromise this. So many of us compromise this. Don't compromise it. Show up in your value, in your worth, and know that your energy makes it worth it. Not the thing itself, but the energy of who you are. Now, a third aspect I want to share here is you have to, this is quite related with the last one. So you have to be really understanding the exchange in creation, the exchange between you and another person and another soul. That's what's going to determine if you are actually successful, right? If you doubt that exchange is not something that has value in any way, if you don't know how to receive, if you think that what you give is not worth it, if you have doubts about that, then your exchange is always going to be from survival mode. You're going to struggle with your exchange. You're going to struggle to mention your worth. You're going to struggle to receive that back. I had on my journey, I'm doing this for over 10 years, mentoring, coaching, and many other things. And on my journey, I struggled many times to really feel that I'm worthy of what I'm charging, what I'm paying, what I'm paid for, especially in the beginning. And so each time that happened, there were people coming all the way to closing the deal with me. And when I told them, well, this is what I charge, they got afraid and they ran away. Now, in this process, I realized, oh wow, I'm not worthy of receiving. I don't believe that, what I give is worth it to be received back. And once I made peace with that, and once I also understood that I am a giver by nature, so my ability to give is unlimited. And our ability to give in general is actually unlimited. We always say, well, I don't have energy, this and that. But the fact that the Creator lives inside of ourselves, that we are powered by that frequency, by that powerful source, it's creative potential, it's creative energy that powers us, that makes us who we are. That energy is always abundant. It always is. It always flows through us. So we can access more of that, and we can give in ways that we're going to surprise ourselves, actually, what we are capable of. I had clients in my sessions that were really in dark, heavy places where I was like, oh my God, can I support this person? And I was like, well, if the person came to me, obviously I can. And I surrendered and let God work through me and support that person. So I saw miracles in these processes many times, right? And so we have to understand that the exchange is always part of the process, and the fact that we have been chosen to be who we are and share our gifts with the world, is our proof of worthiness. We don't have to figure out anything else. Just state what feels right for you as an exchange. Name that price, that value for your giving, and see what happens. Often, to be honest with you, another aspect that I want to share here is that I've been undercharging, and that's when also, like I said, okay, people don't sign up for this amount of money with me. Maybe I put a lesser price, and they will. And I did that, and I felt so wrong in my body. I felt so like, oh my God, like I'm really acting from fear and scarcity. This is not what I want to receive. I want to receive way more than this. And then I doubled what I wanted to receive, and guess what? People came very easily. So it's important to check if that which you want to receive is really truly in alignment with your heart, if it feels really good in your body. If it doesn't, if it scares you, then work on your subconscious thoughts about what does abundance, wealth, all of these money aspects. Check if you have any limitations there, or check if you feel like you are undervaluing yourself, you're undergiving. Those are these are the two things that create unbalanced exchange. So yeah, the better you are at this process of exchanging, the more closer you are towards success. People get stuck so much here. There's so many stories of unworthiness, of not being able to receive, and it goes deep into father-mother lineages and how our parents treat us. And our relationship with our mother is the first relationship with abundance. Our relationship with our father is the relationship with protection, provision, giving, right? So check also in your life, like, did your mother love you properly, right? Did you have a great connection with them? Was that a great exchange? And same with your father. What was the connection there? What was the relationship there? Personally, on my journey, I had to really learn to be like protective, to be a provider without having a father in my life. My father was not there in my life. And so that was a deep journey that I had to go through, because my giving and receiving was really unbalanced at some point. My gifts were clear. I knew exactly what I'm supposed to do. I knew how to do it. This is for almost more than 10 years now. It happened to me at a younger age, and I'm grateful. But my relationship with exchange, with giving and receiving, was not in place, and it was always like, the journey was always like this, and no one wants that, right? When you step into this journey, you don't want to approach it that way. This is why most people still accept a paying job that, even if it doesn't feel rewarding for the soul, but at least it gives you like that minimum thing that you need to survive. So it's important to get this right. It's important to clear all the stories that you have about giving and receiving. Okay, last point that I want to share with you is that when you step into the energy of I deserve it, I deserve to truly live a life based on who I am and what I love doing. When you truly feel that inside of yourself, that's when you step into prosperity, you step out of survival mode, and you step into a prosperity consciousness. And this is something that I needed to learn, because it took me years to understand that I actually deserve this. I saw it as a sacrifice many times. I saw it as, oh, I need to do this. My mission is this, and how to call it? I pedestalized it. I put it on a pedestal, and I saw myself as, oh, look at me, how important I am for doing this thing. Or I saw it as a sacrifice, Oh, I need to give my time to support people and whatever. And the core reason for this was that I was not actually appreciating it. I was not grateful for the gift that I have. And I didn't feel like I deserve it. I didn't feel like I deserve to live my life based on my gifts. And many of us are in that place. We don't feel like we deserve to live a life based on who we are and based on what we love doing. If you think about it, it's quite crazy. We do not feel that we deserve to be who we are, and therefore we are using all kinds of excuses and masks and inauthentic version of ourselves to navigate somehow society, to get across where we can just truly shine, truly open ourselves and say, I came here to do this and that and that and that, and I deserve to live a great life doing so. I deserve to raise a family doing so. I deserve to have impact being who I am. I deserve to change lives being who I am. So why should you deserve it, right? Because you paid the price already with your lessons, with the challenges you overcame, with all the struggles you lived in your life. All the contrast and the dark side that you experienced paid the price for you to truly deserve a life that is greater. If you look at it from the duality perspective, if you look at it purely from energetic perspective, you deserve no matter what. You deserve because you are the energy of the Creator. The Creator lives inside of you. At all times, you are powered by that energy. At all times. There is no moment in your life when you are not powered by that energy. There is no moment in your life when you are incomplete or not enough. You are always whole. Always whole. And if you connect with that reality, that you are always whole, always fed by the source that feeds every cell of your body and wants you to thrive, that makes your heart pump blood to all your cells in your body, that makes your breath be there by default without you doing nothing. We are breathing by default. This body is so intelligent. It is always under governance of a higher intelligence, right? So of course you deserve everything. You get to define what you deserve and what you're not deserving. You get to define your beliefs, your programs, your conditions. All of these also define what you deserve. And so you have to open yourself, open your channel of deserving a great life, open your channel of deserving to live based on who you are and what your gifts are, and to also know that the world right now, as it looks like, as it is, truly needs you. It needs us. It needs people who live from their heart, from their soul, from their gifts, from who they truly are. It needs authenticity and realness and rawness more than ever, especially with this whole AI thing and where everything is going. Even online, all the social media platforms are overwhelmed with AI content and all of this. It's fun in the beginning. We go, oh wow, what this thing can do. But in a few years, we're going to go back and say, what truly matters is authenticity, is to sit with someone and share our journeys, exchange our journeys, whether they need us as a professional, which obviously then will involve some financial exchange, or we can exchange through, you have a gift, I have a gift, let's, if I need your gift and if we need mine, we can exchange that way too. So this exchange is not limited by money, right? It's just a natural process of reciprocity that happens in creation at all times. And we humans, we have been taught we have been desensitized from that, from reciprocity. We have been forced to live and controlled to live in ways that really disconnects us from who we are. And we took that as normal. And now we're awakening, we're coming back to our bodies, we're coming back into embodiment. Our soul comes back to our bodies. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful and a continuous journey. What's important for you to know is that the world is truly waiting for your gifts. Your gifts are valuable, and if you feel that calling, if you feel there is something inside you that wants to be birthed, that wants to be created, follow through, show up for that. Show up for that no matter what. Show up if you're scared, show up if you're insecure, show up if you doubt it, show up if the world thinks you're crazy. Show up. It really matters what you feel about it. Period. And those you serve. That's it. That's about it. Yeah. So this is what I wanted to share with you today in a nutshell. These are the points that I wanted to share with you. So for those of you who want to step deeper into your gift, into your creation, into the creator inside of you, to really be a masterful creator, to have support, accountability, to have a community around you that supports you through every step of your process of whatever you are creating, whatever you are embodying, whatever you are called to share with others. I created a community. I created a community that is called the Masterful Creator Tribe. Okay? And this community is to support you on your journey with weekly lives, weekly calls, and really listen to where you are. What is alive? What are you overcoming? What are you embodying? What are you creating? What do you need accountability with? It's really powerful. I did this 3 years ago, and now I started again, and I want to do it like super long term, and growing into this network of creators where you can also share our journey with each other, and also have the opportunity to share our gifts in that community with other people. It's going to be really, really awesome. Yeah, if you feel to connect, if you feel to check more details, you can find also below. Much love, and I see you next week. Ciao for now.